Drive into summer with the Honda CR-V and Accord, your fun-to-drive weekend getaway vehicles. From Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So hurry in to the Honda Summer Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 CR-V or 2024 Accord.
See dealer for financing details based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. I always like to kick things off with something fun and super interesting. And Samsung's new Galaxy Watch has FDA approval to detect sleep apnea, which means look for the feature to be added in this Galaxy Watch this year. And in true Apple fashion, yeah, we'll have it next year in the Apple Watch. But think about this. What would be the ultimate smartwatch feature? What would be the ultimate feature? Okay, think about this. Smartwatches should be able to delete your browsing history when they detect that your heart has stopped. Okay, that would be something. But I don't think it would play well in the marketing materials. Probably not. Hey, on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Commando, America's beloved digital goddess. And you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is now a tech thing. And if you are not tech smart, you are going to be left behind. And if you're a brand new listener to the Kim Commando Show, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And if you're already a listener, welcome back. And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations throughout the United States. And you can also get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, just search for Commando with a K, of course. Hey, now here's the deal. Great sponsors help to make this show possible. And I always negotiate an exclusive money-saving deal with them. So to see all the deals and get the special links that you need, just go to one spot. That's commando.com/sponsors. Alrighty, then every single day, whether it's a work day, a weekend, or a national holiday, you can count on me to go to over 35 different websites and speak to industry insiders to make sure that we both know the most important tech news. And here are the top 5 things that are happening right now. And this story should definitely get your attention because it's only a matter of time before some group here in the United States says, wow, that's a great idea. All right. About 2 weeks ago, there was a requirement for all cars in European Union countries, and it went into effect. And it's an AI device that controls your car's engine. All right, it has a weird name, Intelligent Speed Assistance, or because everything in tech gets an acronym, ISA. And it uses GPS data and your car's onboard cameras to read street signs and then compute your speed in real time as you're driving. Now, this data is instantly sent to the government and placed in your driving record, of course. But wait, there's more. ISA's artificial intelligence will intervene, first to illuminate a warning message on your car's dash. And if you ignore it, here's what happens. ISA goes to the next step and literally pushes your accelerator back towards your foot. And if you push back, ISA will take control over your car and then just slow it down. It's just like having a government bureaucrat right there in your front seat. What could possibly go wrong? All right, moving on to number 2. The 9/11 attacks brought many changes to our United States, and one of them is still a growing phenomenon, keeping a close eye on young children by sending them to school with a smartphone of their own. But like so many well-meaning trends, this one is not working out as everyone hoped. In fact, the schools are now pushing back. As it turns out, instead of using all these smartphones to keep in contact with mom, even with really young kids, schools are seeing huge increases in cyberbullying, video game distractions, and even pornography, at school. So New York State is working on legislation to ban smartphones in all the schools. Kids could bring them to school, but they have to surrender them at the door. After school, they get them back. I mean, as for me, I'm pretty hard-pressed to find a lot of reasons for, say, kindergartens or 8th grade students to have smartphones in the classroom, and even fewer reasons for high schoolers. Wow. High school is enough of distraction as it is. Moving on to number 3. Wow, this story comes to us from Atlanta. Doran DeMock says he's a real estate pro. He pitches to all his Georgia followers on social media about real estate investment opportunities. Oh, they sound so good. There's an opportunity for everyone to come in and make $100, $150, maybe even $200,000 in the next 18 months just by flipping properties. So Dimick pitched these lucrative real estate deals promising really huge returns. Ben Lee, an Army vet, invested $20,000 based on Dimick's promises. Daphne Bonilla invested $20,000, expecting a 20% return within 90 days. But wait, there's more. Zuri and Eartha Peterson Farnago invested $30,000 to flip houses in Atlanta. All right, since I'm talking about it, it's all bogus. It's all too good to be true. Doran started ghosting the people who had invested in his scheme. They never got their portion of the $200,000. They didn't get their money back. Okay, so you have to be smart. This scam is not just happening in Atlanta, folks. It's happening all throughout the country. The 20% return on your money should have been your first red flag that it's just not possible. All right, moving on to number 4. Amazon's Kindle is back as the new must-have tech device. What? Yeah. When Amazon released the first Kindle Reader in November of 2007, they sold out in just 5 hours. Then it took 5 months to get the next batch in. And then the excitement slowly died. The hype, it was over for the last 2 years. But get this, the Kindle is making a comeback, rediscovered by Gen Zers on TikTok. More precisely, by the Gen Zers of Book Talk, TikTok's literary subculture. Kindle sales grow each year by double-digit percentages. Why? After all is said and done, print books are still the most popular. But with ebooks, digital borrowing is hot. Much of it is powered by Kindle Unlimited. That's Amazon's $12 a month subscription service. But in almost all the forgotten public libraries, ebook checkouts are really hot there, with more than 370 million last year alone. Tell you, everything old is new again, and that includes the Amazon Kindle. And finally, this coming in at number 5, artificial intelligence can now figure out which political spectrum you're on just on your face alone. Yes. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Remember when you could have friendly conversations with your family and friends about politics, and at the end of the night, everyone's saying, okay, shake hands, we're still friends. But today, families split and friends quickly become enemies if both sides just don't support the same candidates. And now we learn that artificial intelligence can identify, oh my gosh, with stunning accuracy, whether you're a conservative or a liberal just by looking at a photo of your face. Wow, isn't that something? It doesn't need to know anything else about you. This story was published in the prestigious professional journal American Psychologist. It explains how an AI algorithm called VGG Face 2 can accurately determine your political views with only your face, which means, I know, widespread biometric surveillance is just coming in airport, stores, on the street, and even your Facebook or LinkedIn photo can be more threatening than anyone could ever imagine. And by the way, that technology is here right now. All right, I had so much fun putting this hour together for you guys and gals. Like, for example, we have a couple of things to do before selling an old phone. Really, one step is super important. Let me just give you a spoiler. A factory reset is not enough. Later on, some signs that a secret GPS tracker is in your car. If you have some kids that you're taking care of this summer, I have some fun games that you can do with your smartphone. Oh, and then there's another scam that's making the rounds on Facebook. And of course, we have all of your phone calls that you don't want to miss. And you have me, Kim Commando.
When it comes to weight loss, no two people are the same. That's why Noom builds personalized plans based on your unique psychology and biology. Take Brittany. After years of unsustainable diets, Noom helped her lose 20 pounds and keep it off.
I was definitely in a yo-yo cycle for years of just losing weight, gaining weight, and it was exhausting.
And Stephanie, she's a former D1 athlete who knew she couldn't outtrain her diet, and she lost 38 pounds.
My relationship to food before Noom was never consistent.
And Evan, he can't stand salads, but he still lost 50 pounds with Noom.
I'm not doing this to get to a number. I'm doing this to feel better.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom users compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary. And check out Noom's first ever cookbook, The Noom Kitchen, for 100 healthy and delicious recipes to promote better living. Available to buy now wherever books are sold.
Hey, if you have not already entered to win our $1,000 vacation giveaway gift card, oh my gosh, let me tell you, now is the time for you to go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. So you might be saying, all right, Kim Commando, what's the catch? Why are you giving away a $1,000 gift card? Because that's a lot of money. Well, I want you to try my free newsletter called The Current, because let me tell you, if you don't have tech smarts, you will be left behind. And every single day, over 500,000 people love and read my free newsletter called The Current. It takes just 5 minutes. I go through top stories, what's happening in the news, some security alerts, some tech life upgrades, and always a joke at the end. And our rating is 4.92 out of 5 stars. So the catch is, when you enter to win the $1,000 vacation giveaway gift card, is that you have to get at least one issue of my free newsletter. That's it. And if you don't like it, it's super easy to unsubscribe. At the bottom of every newsletter, there's a link that says unsubscribe, and it's just one click. And don't worry, I'm not going to sell, lease, distribute your email address to anybody ever. So once again, you want to go to winfromkim.com, winfromkim.com. All right, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254. And let me just tell you real quick before we start all of your phone calls, is that if you're just too shy to actually come on the air, I still want to get your questions. Just head over to my website, that's commando.com, and then use that link that says Ask Kim, and I read every single note that you send me. Again, that's commando.com, and that link is Ask Kim. All right, how about we start with Dawn in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi there, Dawn.
Hi, Kim. Basically, I'm a super big fan.
Thank you.
I love your newsletter, which is super helpful about scams, shortcuts, and valuable tech tips. It really helps novices like me. So we really do appreciate your efforts to kind of inform us. So I'm really excited to be on the show.
Well, thank you. How can I help you?
Well, I am a victim of cyberbullying and harassment. There are people trying to destroy my life and sabotage my career opportunities, impacting my workplace.
Well, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's happening. Give me specifics.
Well, there are people that are using social media to retaliate and to encourage others to do things to me, like destroy my personal property. If they're mechanics, to kind of basically do things to my car, or people to do different things to kind of harass me.
And so, are you seeing these messages, or is it kind of like people just show up and you're like, oh, they must have heard about it on social media?
I'm not actually able to see these messages. I know it's occurring on social media, though, and so I was. It's pretty profound impact. I would just say that it's been kind of a form of torment.
Okay.
And
why do you think they want to? Why do you think these people are doing it, and how many people are doing it?
I think it's several, and they were lied to, or they were not told the actual truth about what happened.
Well, what happened?
There was an incident.
What happened?
Well, there was an incident at a workplace, and there were some people doing some inappropriate things that causing harm to other people, but they haven't been told the actual truth. In those, there were people just
what were they doing?
Deception.
What were they doing?
It was really bad. It was really bad. But
what was it? Tell me what it was. Tell me what it is.
People were doing things to try to get other people fired, and those people actually were innocent and were just going to work, doing the job they were trained to do, and they were actually trying to think of ways to cause harm to other people. So it was pretty bad.
Okay, and then you saw all that?
Well, essentially, it was where I communicated and made some suggestions that I thought, and also that it was some unethical things going on. But and it essentially somehow my name got attached to some changes. Well, it got attached to big lie that was that's being spread around.
Okay.
Kind of viral, but it's not public.
Okay.
So if you go to Bing or Google, to a Google search, then I'm not able to see it. But I know that it's occurring and happening private posts.
Okay. And so you want to be able to find these posts and get copies of them because you can't see them right now.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not able to see it. I mean, Facebook has a tool, but you can report it only if you can see it.
Okay, so you can't see the posts that you think that are out there.
Correct.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, I was wondering, how do I actually talk to Meta or Facebook support if I do not have a business account? Like, can Meta can they actually do a search with keywords and a specific name if I provide that to them in a letter?
No, they won't. You can go to the police department and file a police report, and then the police department can get a subpoena. You're going to have to get a lawyer probably, or maybe they have somebody there that can help you. But if you just write Meta a note and say, hey, listen, I can't see these posts, I want to be able to see them, they're not going to go anything. There's nothing you can do with that. I mean, if you think that all this stuff is happening, let me tell you something, Dawn. Documentation is your key. That's going to be your friend. What you want to do is use even just a Google Doc, Word doc. You can use Google Keep or Evernote or something like that, and start making notes of every single thing that's happening in your life. Every single thing. You got a mechanic who's messing with your car, you said. You know that these posts are happening. People are targeting you. Anything that you can think of. Just start keeping the list. And you have to go to the police department. Because if you want to see what's going on, you think that maybe your life is in danger, you need to go to the police department. That should be your first step, and ask to speak to somebody in the cybercrime division. Because, there's no way for you to see any private posts, and Meta's not going to let you see the posts. I mean, you could try to friend somebody who may friend somebody, and then maybe you could get in that way. But if these posts are private, you're not going to be able to see it. And let me tell you something, Meta, they don't care. They just don't care. So head over to the local police department and tell them what's going on. And Dawn, thank you for your call today. I get a lot of these phone calls. And let me tell you, you always want to look for proof. If you cannot find any solid evidence based on facts, you really need to reach out to a higher authority than me. Not even the police. A good family counselor might be able to help you, and then help you discern from what you might be thinking is happening to what's really going on. All right, a Facebook marketplace scam is making the rounds again. It's like you're there and all of a sudden you see that says, oh, I'm moving and I have a big piano and I can't take the piano with me, so I want to give it to you for free. You just have to cover the shipping costs. And then the supposed owner refers you to movers who demand payment via gift cards, debit cards, Bitcoin, whatever it is. And here's the kicker. Once you make that payment, the piano never arrives. So always steer clear of any deals involving third-party shipping, and always verify the authenticity of items, even the free ones. Yes, the free piano making the rounds again. Hey, still to come, some signs that a hidden GPS tracker is in your car here on the Kim Komando Show.
Have you heard about the 2018 study that showed half of prenatal vitamins tested had unacceptable levels of heavy metals? No? Well, now you have. I'm Kat, mother of 3 and founder of Ritual, the company making traceability the new standard in the supplement industry. I remember staring at my prenatal vitamins and finding all these things I was trying to avoid: high amounts of heavy metals, synthetic colorants, and unnecessary ingredients. So, at 4 months pregnant, I quit my job and started Ritual because I believe that all women deserve to know what they're putting in their bodies and why. I'm so proud of our prenatal vitamin. The ingredients are 100% traceable, it's third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals, and recently received the Purity Award from the Clean Label Project. You see, we trace like a mother because, let's be honest, no one cares quite like a mother. But don't just take my word for it. Trace for yourself with 25% off at ritual.com/prenatal.
So you have some old phones laying around. You're thinking like, oh, wow, I would like to make some extra money. And so you're going to take them out of the drawer and then you're going to do a factory reset. And you think that's good enough to wipe out all your personal information. It's not. We'll be talking more about that in just a few minutes. But it's summertime. The kids are out of school. And then maybe they're shipped off to hang out with you, grandma, grandpa, aunts, and uncles. And so you're thinking like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do to keep these kids busy? Maybe I need to go buy a super fancy gaming system. You don't need that. All you need is that smartphone of yours. Here are some top-notch games you can check out. Number one, Toca Life World. That's where you and the little kiddo can get creative. You can build your own universe, create all these stories within it. It's a lot of fun. Next up is Minecraft. It's not just for the big kids. There's creative mode where both you and the kiddo can team up and then start building these epic structures and landscapes. And speaking of Minecraft, don't forget, there's also Roblox. They can show you how to play that one, definitely for sure. And finally, Heads Up. It's a good pick. It's a guessing game where one person slaps the phone on their forehead with a word showing, and then the rest of the kiddos have to give clues. It's really a lot of fun. So again, you want to take a look at Toca Life World, Minecraft, Roblox, or Heads Up. Alrighty then, back to your phone calls we go. Ward in Brooklyn, New York. Hello there, Ward. What's going on?
So I had an issue with Airbnb quite a few years ago, back in 2019, when I used to be a host. There was a guest who stayed there. She had 0 reviews that she booked last minute, and she made a complaint about the co-host who was in the apartment at that time. And basically we got myself, my co-host, and a couple of other people who were associated with the co-host got banned from the platform.
What did she say the co-host did?
She said that the co-host made advances on her, and the co-host actually mentioned a few days before anything happened that she brought in a drug dealer and that she was a little bit sketchy, I guess is the best word to use. But, you know, I kind of mentioned my side of the story to Airbnb. They said everything would be okay with me. And then fast forward a week, I was banned off the platform with sort of no ability to get back on.
And then did Airbnb review the case? And how many times did they do that?
They didn't really review the case, to be honest. I said my side of the story. I've never met this particular person who's come in. I've never even spoken to her. I don't really know what the issue is. And they said, you should be totally fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong. The issue was brought up with the co-host. And the co-host was quite upset. He was like, I did absolutely nothing. I swear. But, you know, obviously in a situation like this, I understand the severity of it. But yeah, it's been quite a few years now, and I just wanted to see if there might be a way I could get reactivated.
So you're saying that they did not review the case, or how many times did you ask them to review the case? It was just one time. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3.
So they gave me, you know, I spoke to them over the phone. They asked me my side of the story, and I told them to. I told it to them, and then they shut down the account, and there hasn't been an opportunity to speak with them again.
Okay. So there hasn't been the opportunity to do it again. Is that from you, or
No.
or you've tried and they're being unresponsive?
I've tried and they're being unresponsive,
okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I would do. Of course, you can always go legal. Somebody who has experience with Airbnb or similar hosting platforms. I would be inclined to write the whole incident up and say, you know, I realize this is almost 5 years ago now, but I still would like to come back and be a host for Airbnb. And as you can see, I was the super host, the 1%. I was a super host for Airbnb for a while too, before I sold the property. And, you know, they take the super host seriously because it's the old 80-20 rule, right? And so I would stress that with them. And apparently there was a miscommunication and somehow this incident happened. Obviously, you should, if it did happen, be taken seriously. But does she have any evidence, written, recording, photo evidence that this occurred? And if you can, put it in writing to them. This is how much money you have lost since then. Not just you've lost money, but how much money have they lost? It's unfortunate that it's this long of a time period. So I would write all this up, and you will have contacts at Airbnb. You just have to find them. And I would try to find who's ever in charge of Superhosts, and I would try to find that person on LinkedIn.com, send them a direct message, and just say, listen, I have an incident. Who can I forward it to? And one of the things that I have found over the years when I'm trying to resolve issues like this is, of course, time is of the essence, number one. But number two is that if you can go to Airbnb's PR page, and then you're going to see there a statement from the chairman of board, the founder, whoever it may be, to say these are our standards, and then put that in the first sentence. You said this. I'm not feeling it. This is not my experience that I'm having with Airbnb. And there's a loophole in the system, a glitch in the system, and I'm being victim to this. Very rarely will they not do a response to that. Now, if you don't get a response, that's when you can take it to social media. So you got a couple of ways to do it. Social media, direct email, spell out your case, let us know what happened. But, the big thing is what type of evidence that they have that proved it. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. That disclaimer said is that you might have to get a lawyer if you totally want to get on that platform, or you go over to Verbo or Booking.com. Ward, thanks for your call today. Hey, speaking of Airbnb, I don't know if I told you this, but when a super host gets super creepy, let me tell you, it's a sad story. Airbnb, they have these super hosts. They have high ratings and low cancellation rates. Well, one in Texas recorded over 2,000 images using security cameras of adults and kids sleeping and undressing. He got a year in jail for that. But Airbnb has known about this hidden camera problem for at least a decade. So in a court-ordered deposition, an employee revealed when a guest complains about a hidden camera, this is something, Airbnb does not notify law enforcement even if a child is involved. Yeah, even if a kid is involved. They don't call the police. They contact the host, they settle out of court, and they make folks sign NDAs to keep it all hush-hush. So I want you to think about that the next time you want to book an Airbnb. All right, so you just upgraded your phone. You want to trade in the old one to maybe make some money or lighten up your monthly bill. So remember this. If you're looking to make some cash by selling an old phone, you have to do two things because your old phone contains all sorts of sensitive data. Think about it. Your credit card numbers, your bank account details, your passwords, maybe some private pictures. And so you want to make sure that all that intel does not fall into the wrong hands. So just hitting delete or doing a factory reset will not cut it because there is advanced data recovery software out there that can still pry open all your secret info. So to really, truly erase your phone, you got to do a factory reset and follow it up with a thorough data erase. So in order to do that, you have to use specialized software like iShredder or Secure Eraser. This will overwrite the entire phone storage with random data multiple times. And this process makes it almost impossible for anyone to retrieve your personal data. Once again, that's iShredder or Secure Eraser. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls that you don't want to miss, as well as some signs that a secret GPS tracker is hidden in your car here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, I need two things from each and every one of you. Number one, the best way for us to continue to grow the show is for you to just tell one person, just tell one friend. And number two, tell me what you want more of. Tell me what you want to learn. Tell me what you want to hear about. And to do that, just head over to komando.com with a K, of course, and hit that link at the top that says Ask Kim. All right, back to the phones we go with Joanne in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi there, Joanne.
Hi, Kim. Listen, I just love your show, and a few months ago started subscribing to your newsletter, which has just been so helpful. And I just know if anyone can answer my question, you can.
All right, I'm here for you.
Catch on TV, I have been told, is the least expensive way that I can watch Braves games. But I can't figure out whether this is a legal IPTV streaming service or not. And there seem to be two websites on Catch on TV. One is a .com and one is a .tv, and I don't know which is the legitimate one, and both claim to be the only official one. What can you tell me about Catch on TV?
Well, you're a smart woman, I can tell. Okay. They claim, last time I looked at it, they claim that you can get thousands and thousands and thousands of movies and sports channels and local news and cartoons and anime and play games and whatever else that you want to do.
Oh, they promise the world.
For $20 a month. $20.
Is that a deal?
Yes. Oh my God. What a great deal that is. That's a great deal. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's not. Oh, come on. You didn't want. Did you believe that for a second?
I wanted to believe it.
Okay, of course you did. But, there's no tooth fairy either. Okay.
Okay.
Which, speaking of, you know how much the tooth fairy's getting nowadays?
I'm afraid to ask.
Okay. How much did you give your kids a tooth?
$1.
Okay. I gave my kid 5. One time I gave him 10. And then Barry, my husband, yelled at me. He's like, you don't give the kid $10 for a tooth.
Barry.
Yes. Okay. Sometimes the kids are now getting $50 a tooth. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you know what's happening?
I think I'd glue their teeth in.
I think because the kids go to school and now the parents are competing with each other. Like, oh, my kid got 20. My kid got 30. My kid got 40. Anyway, what it is, it's these services pop up and then they go under. They pop up, they go under. They pop up with a new name, another name, whatever it may be. Now, if you want to watch your Braves games, which I think is phenomenal and good for you that you're doing that, is that, of course, there's MLB.TV, Major League Baseball. You can see all that. Hulu plus Live TV, YouTube TV, and also Sling TV. Those are some places where you can get your Braves games because gotta love those Braves. But don't be falling for those IPTV services and sites. Don't be doing that. Plus, you don't know what you're going to get. Here's the problem. You'll be getting malware viruses. You're letting somebody onto your network because that's how they got to get on the internet, right? In order to give you all this programming. And then it's just a matter of time before, like I said, they do get shut down. And worst case scenario is that suddenly you get a letter in the mail that said, oh, you were stealing content off the internet. You owe us $5,000. And you're like, but I didn't do that. Go after them. And they're like, nope, you signed the terms and conditions. You knew what was happening. So just, again, look at MLB.TV, Hulu plus Live TV, Sling TV, or YouTube TV. Joanne, thank you for your call today. Boy, a lot of calls from Atlanta today. That's fun. Let's see. Barbara in Santa Rosa, California. Hi, Barb.
Hi, Kim. Your invaluable advice has made my tech life so much more secure. I share your info with family all the time. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Oh, my pleasure. How can I help you now?
Well, I have some modern, not rare dolls, a couple of them that I want to sell. And I'm afraid of eBay because I've heard so many stories about eBay. So I was wondering if you could give me some advice and maybe send me to another online seller.
Well, why are you afraid of eBay?
Well, I've heard stories about people sending products out to someone who asked for them and never receiving the money back.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. But, there are now ways to use eBay. That was a while back that you can set up different escrow accounts that you don't ship until you get the money. And then there's a third party that holds the money. See, the thing about dolls, right, is that you have to go where the traffic is. I don't want you to put it on Facebook Marketplace because there are too many weirdos and scamsters and that are hanging out there. Okay, right. There are different doll marketplaces and doll forums. So what I would probably start with, number one, is before we decide on where you're going to sell the dolls, is I want you to do some searching online to try to find the dolls that you own. And
I did find one.
Okay, and where was it?
I think it was on eBay.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Because in order for you to sell something, is that you have to go where the traffic is. Okay.
Okay.
And that would be on eBay. And so, have you ever bought anything on eBay?
No.
Okay. I want you to buy one thing on eBay. Just you don't spend a lot. Maybe buy a postcard, a vintage postcard. What was really great for Father's Day, we were just talking one night right before Father's Day, and Barry was talking about how when he was growing up, his dad would go to the local Gulf gas station, in Augusta, Georgia, and get a map, and then would bring the map home and with a marker highlight the route that they were going to take to get to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And so Ian remembered that story. And so as a gift for Barry for Father's Day, he went onto eBay and he bought a Gulf Station map from the 1950s.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so I asked him, I said, how much was that map? And he said, $10. I'm like, wow, what a great gift for $10. You know, because I'll tell you, Barry sat there and he put that map all out on the kitchen counter. You know what I'm talking about? And he's like, yeah, I think Dad went on Route 35 and then 42, whatever it was, you know? So what I want you to do is I want you to buy something on eBay. Okay.
Okay.
And then I want you to call me back. Because this way, you know what it's like to buy something, and it's not going to, you don't have to spend a lot of money to just understand how it works.
Right.
And once you understand how it works, then you're able to really figure out what it's going to take to sell the dolls. So go buy something nostalgic, something not expensive, and then call me back, and we'll talk about selling those dolls on eBay. And Barb, thanks for your call. Now, unfortunately, the world is filled with so many creeps who will hide secret trackers in your car to spy on your every move. And they can be planted almost anywhere, even in your car's wheel well. But don't worry, there are some signs that maybe there is one in your car. Like number one, if you start hearing any unusual buzzing, chirping, or beeping sounds, that tracker could be transmitting data. And next, be on the lookout for any loose wires. Now, these wires could be connected to a battery-powered tracker hidden under the hood or sometimes in the glove compartment. Next, watch out for any magnets or metal objects stuck to the outside of your car. These are typically used to attach a tracker to the underside of the vehicle. Next up, your car's battery life. If you notice a sudden drop, a tracker could be using it and then causing the battery to drain. And then finally, maybe you get an alert on your iPhone or Android that an unknown Apple AirTag is nearby. You know, they finally fixed that. After 3 years, Apple and Google finally got together so that if somebody does hide an AirTag in your car, that you'll be notified not only if you have an iPhone, but also if you have an Android. Hey, just a quick reminder that if you haven't already, make sure that you enter to win that $1,000 vacation gift card giveaway over at winfromkim.com. There is the catch. Okay, you have to get at least one issue of my free email newsletter in your inbox, but you're going to love it, I guarantee you. Once again, that address is winfromkim.com. And don't worry, I'm not going to sell, lease, distribute your email address to anybody ever. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. And just another reminder, you can get The Kim Komando Show as a podcast in your favorite podcast player.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.